Now to discuss this lingering power crisis across the country and proffer some solutions and chat the way forward, we're joined on the news by Dr. Sam Amadi, Director of the Abuja School of Social and Political Thoughts and former Chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. You're welcome, sir. Good to have you on the show here today for tonight. Now, what are the primary reasons for the frequent power outages in Maiduguri? And do you think that you can proffer perhaps maybe some suggestions for the companies' improvements of the power situation and infrastructure?
Well, I think there are three basic reasons for power fluctuations in the northern part of this country, and of course, the other side of the country. One is the fact of the nature of the network. We've got a radial network, which means because of our distance as a country, the geographical espace, our transmission network is radial. It's not looped together, so it's fragile. You need to improve in some places. You need to so any small disturbance in the network creates a disruption that becomes systemic. So that's one aspect. The second is, of course, the level of managerial diligence. We sometimes system collapse comes because of failure to properly manage, maintain, and supervise these lines. The recent one we had is vigilante sabotage by terrorists or some other kind of criminal attack on the network. So if this happens and there are no quick repairs, then you're going to have a region like we have now, stay too long in darkness. And finally, I think you're going to talk about the level of investment in terms of regularly updating, changing, and improving the network. You see, so these three factors contribute to the failure. Talking in terms of what ought to be done, it's now important to have some kind of regionalized grids. Also important that the New Electricity Act has authorized states to now create their own market. So it's fanciful, and maybe required for the northern states to come together, northeast, northwest, north central, in that kind of sub-regional structure to invest more and create a much more reliable and less expansive transmission grid, which will make it insulated from each other. So if there was, like we had a crisis in the Kaduna Shiro line, maybe it won't affect the other aspects of the northern region. So we need to now begin to make more investment and bring more rigorous thinking around creating sub-regional markets, sub-regional electricity networks that will enhance the efficiency and reliability of both power transmission and distribution to people in those regions. So I think we should see more action on the part of the state governors to harness this opportunity by bringing in much more rigorous expert knowledge in framing, constructing, and designing some kind of regional electricity market or even regional electricity transmission and network that makes distribution of power much more effective, reliable, and of course less prone to these incidents, disturbances, and failures.
Well, Dr. Amadi, I was hoping that you were going to suggest perhaps maybe Nigeria turns to renewable energy, like perhaps maybe wind or maybe solar, like we have started to do, and even the CNG. However, with the growing demand for electricity by Nigerians who have chosen to stay away from regular employment and perhaps go into the industries, is Nigeria's capacity for power generation enough to serve Nigeria at this rate?
No, it's totally inadequate, totally, grossly. I mean, you're talking about a country that regularly supplies to its citizens, homes and businesses less than 5,000 megawatts every month. You're talking about maybe 225 to 50 million people. So that's per capita. Nigeria has less power consumption than all the West African countries, even though we have more than our neighbors. But our population means that we are energy starved than any other country in West Africa. Now, you talk about renewable energy. That's very important. But look, renewable energy means that you're going to create modular systems that are localized, the point that make it. And again, renewable energy also requires a more sophisticated, maybe technology-based transmission network. So even if you have 10,000 renewable energy in the grid, except it's decentralized and small modular operations. You're going to have more unreliability, except you strengthen the grid. So two things we want to do. We have to strengthen the grid. We have to break it up and visualize it and make it more modular, smaller, centralized, so that when we feed in renewable energy, mostly from solar, which is what is very available in the north, mostly, and of course down, we are going to have higher reliability because the system will be so designed to use those energy with less transmission cost and failure to direct consumption. So you need to create a much more decentralized energy system, not just renewable, but also the network itself. You won't have benefit. You have renewables and they're running this same transmission network. It's going to lead to arguably more failure, more frailty, and more disturbance. So yes, renewable energy investment should go together with a redesigned, rearticulated grid network in the north and the rest of the country.
Well, Dr. Sam Amadi, I want to say thank you very much for joining us here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.